They told us to trust the process, but now we are staring at a 16% mathematical miracle to save our season. Rex Ryan is on national television screaming that the referees are dead-ass wrong. DK Metcalf is throwing punches at fans for using his government name, and the Detroit Lions are walking into a Christmas Day war that could end it all. If you aren't angry, you aren't paying attention, because this league is trying to break us. Before we unpack this absolute chaos, do me a favor, stop what you are doing, smash that like button, and hit subscribe right now. If you bleed Honolulu blue and you're sick of the disrespect, join the family. We need to have a serious, heart-to-heart conversation today. If you have been living under a rock, or maybe you just turned off your phone because the anxiety was too much, I have some news that is going to make your stomach turn. As of this morning, the Detroit Lions have a 16% chance of making the playoffs. Let that sink in for a second. 16%. That is not a probability, that is a prayer. To make this happen, we don't just need to be good, we need to be perfect. We have to win out. We need the Green Bay Packers to lose out. We need a series of events that feels less like football and more like divine intervention. And let's be honest with each other. Do we look like a team that is ready for a miracle run? Look at this defense. Over the last 3 weeks, we are giving up an average of 455 yards a game. 455. That isn't just a slump, folks, that is a catastrophe. To put that into perspective, remember how much we mocked the Cincinnati Bengals defense last year? They were giving up 405 yards a game, and the national media tore them to shreds. We are doing worse than that. We are making mediocre offenses look like the greatest show on turf. So, when you look at that 16% number, ask yourself, do you want to see this defense in the playoffs? Do you want to watch us get torched on national TV? Or do we need to face the reality that unless something drastically changes by Christmas Day, we are watching a collapse of epic proportions? Speaking of Christmas, this isn't going to be a silent night. We have the Minnesota Vikings coming to town. We are favored by 6 points, but does the spread even matter anymore? We have seen this team play down to their competition too many times. The Vikings are coming in with quarterback issues, injuries, and chaos of their own, but they have absolutely nothing to lose. And a team with nothing to lose is the most dangerous animal in the jungle. We need this win. Not just for the math, not just for the 16%, but for our pride. We need to wash the taste of these last few weeks out of our mouths. We will be live for this game on Christmas Day at 3:25 p.m., and I need you there with us. Because whether we make the playoffs or not, we root for this shield. We love Lions football even when it hurts us. And right now, it hurts. Now, let's take a breath and look at the bright side, because despite the gloom, the league cannot ignore the talent on this roster. The Pro Bowl selections are officially out, and the Lions are sending 5 guys to the main stage. Let's break down this list because it tells a story about the future of this franchise. First, Jahmyr Gibbs. The rookie sensation. People questioned the pick, people mocked the value, and what did he do? He exploded. He is heading to the Pro Bowl because he is a weapon that defensive coordinators lose sleep over. I am going on record right now, next year, Jahmyr Gibbs is your Offensive Player of the Year. Book it. Then you have the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The most consistent, hardest working receiver in the game. He is in there, as he should be. Penei Sewell, the anchor, the best right tackle on the planet, no debate. Aiden Hutchinson, despite the double teams and the holding calls that never get flagged, he made the cut. But here is the one that really caught me off guard in the best way possible, Jack Campbell. The source list I'm looking at says Jack Campbell is getting Pro Bowl love. If that holds up, that is massive. We talk about Gibbs, we talk about Hutch, but Jack Campbell has been quietly grinding, taking his lumps, and getting better every single week. To see a linebacker, a position we have struggled with for decades, get that kind of recognition? That is a huge positive for the culture of this team. But here is a question for you to think about. Does a Pro Bowl selection actually mean anything to you if the team is sitting on the couch in January? We also have 5 alternates, and this is where I get a little salty. Let's look at this list. Kirby Joseph is a fifth alternate. Honestly? He hasn't had his best year, so I get it. Brian Branch, the rookie stud, is a first alternate. He missed some time with injuries, but when he is on the field, he is a game changer. Sam Laporta, the tight end revolution, is a fifth alternate. But the two that stand out? Jameson Williams and Jared Goff. Jameson Williams being an alternate is a glimpse into the future. The talent is undeniable. But Jared Goff as a first alternate? That feels like a slight disrespect. If he wants to go, he will probably get in because quarterbacks always drop out. But the only reason Jared Goff shouldn't be at the Pro Bowl is if he is preparing for the Super Bowl. And right now, with that 16% chance hanging over our heads, the Super Bowl feels like a million miles away. But I have to give credit where it's due. Jared Goff and Jameson Williams have battled through adversity all year. It's good to see their names on the list, even if they aren't starters. Alright, let's get to the topic that makes my blood boil. The officiating. We aren't the only ones seeing it anymore. The national media is finally waking up. Rex Ryan, former head coach, defensive guru, went on ESPN and absolutely torched the officials regarding that controversial offensive pass interference call on Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know the play. The one that took points off the board. The one that shifted momentum. Rex Ryan didn't mince words. He said, and I quote, "They got that dead-ass wrong." He broke it down. The defender initiated the contact. The defender grabbed St. Brown. It was a physical play, yes, but to throw the flag on the offense in that critical moment? It is criminal. Rex Ryan said it perfectly. It's an atrocious call, and unfortunately it cost the Lions a win and probably a playoff spot. When you have national analysts saying the referees cost the team a playoff spot, we have a major problem in the NFL. This isn't just missed calls anymore. This feels different. I have said it before, and I will say it again. If the NFL doesn't fix the officiating, we are heading down a dark path. It is starting to look like the NBA. It is starting to look like wrestling. It is starting to feel scripted. We love this sport, but we watch it for the competition, not to see zebras decide the outcome. If this continues with the gambling money involved, we are going to see congressional hearings. Mark my words. The NFL needs to correct this immediately, or they are going to lose the trust of the very fans who built this league. Finally, we have to talk about the wildest story of the week. The incident involving Seattle Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf and a fan. Now, if you saw the clip, you saw DK Metcalf reach into the stands, grab a fan's collar, and basically try to fight a paying customer. Immediately, and I mean immediately, the internet defended DK. They said, "Oh, the fan must have said a racial slur. The fan must have said something about his family." DK Metcalf even hinted that the fan crossed the line. Well, the truth is out. And it is hilarious. The fan hired a lawyer, smart move, he's about to get paid, and they released a statement. The fan denies using any slurs. He denies saying anything hateful. Do you want to know what he said? He called DK Metcalf by his legal name. Decalen Zacharias Metcalf. That is it. That is the insult. Imagine being a 6'4", 260-pound monster of a human being, a professional athlete making millions of dollars, and you lose your mind because someone calls you Decalen. He got suspended for 2 games for this. He is losing game checks because he couldn't handle his own birth name. This is the definition of soft. You are a diva. If you can't handle a fan heckling you with your legal name, you are in the wrong business. Can you imagine Amon-Ra St. Brown punching a fan because they called him Amon-Ra? Can you imagine Barry Sanders jumping into the stands? Never. DK Metcalf, excuse me, Decalen, you just handed that fan a winning lottery ticket. That lawsuit is going to settle, and that fan is going to be laughing all the way to the bank. It is embarrassing behavior from a star player. I need to know where you stand on this because the debate is heating up. Question of the day. Give me a one-word reaction to DK Metcalf losing his cool over being called Decalen. Is he soft? Is he justified? Drop one word in the comments right now. Look, there is a lot to process. The playoff odds are bleak. The referees are incompetent. The opposing players are losing their minds in the stands. But we are Detroit Lions fans. We were born in the darkness. We don't run from the fight. We have one job left: beat the Vikings on Christmas. Keep the hope alive. Even if it is just 16%, that is 16% more than zero. I will see you guys for the live stream. Bring your energy, bring your frustration, and let's ride this out together.